Okay, so this is the Rover Coupe A216 SE. I'm going to tell you that at the moment, the thing I really dislike about these cars is you actually sit really high up. It's a thing that is very, very common with Rovers. You do actually always sit quite high in them. The dash sits very low. You're very high in the road. You do feel quite upper class, as it were, in the car. But for a sporty car, you just sit a bit too high, in my opinion. Other than that, you get all the lovely creature comforts that you get in every other Rover. And that's obviously a 5-speed manual. You get radio cassette with a CD changer in the boot if you want it. You get a little bit of walnut dash in this one because it's an SE, so it's posh. And then you get obviously electric windows both sides. The rear windows are fixed windows, they don't open, and you get this beautiful T-bar roof up in the top there. So yeah, there you go. Let's have a look around. So what do you get with the SE? Well, you get the rear spoiler, you get rear discs, you also get front fog lights, all standard. Also, you get with that, you get the ABS system and you get the traction control system. So what do I like about this car? Well, I love the front of it. Look at the size of this massive mouth. It's got a really aggressive look actually to it. And these low slung headlights that go right across, really low compact style. Nice grille as well. The Rover's really got a nice design there with the shine in it and everything. And I just think it's such an aggressive looking car. And then you've got these little tiny air dams down here that just look really cool. You know, these little front splitters as they call them. Just a great looking car actually. And you know, it's a nice design. And I think it's probably one of the first cars of the 90s that actually had a big front mouth for the grille. You know, and I think they're still looking fantastic looking cars. So what do I like? I love this turbo bulge here, the way it comes out of the bonnet. It's sort of aggressive but understated aggressive. I think that's a really funky little thing about this car. Okay, so this is a really funky thing, right? Okay, so you've got the glass top T-bars, which we'll take out in a minute so you get to see exactly how this works. But at the front here, you get this nice little edging strip. And it's a common misconception that people believe this is plastic. This is actually bodywork. It's actually just painted a matte black. Now what you can do is you can just polish it and just keep polishing it and you get a lovely black shine to get it back to match the reflection of the glass, and it just brings it up lovely. I love this. I think it's a fantastic bit of coolness, and the way it makes the windscreen look smaller and brings the whole level of the car down because of it. Okay, so push the button in, lift it up, push the red button in, actually pops, exactly like that. Now, we'll do the other side. Around the other side, lift up, push the button in, pin out. It's not a pin, is it? Down, and it comes like so. Now comes the other T-bar. Put it in the bag. And then, we've almost got a fully convertible then. Two little red buttons here. Out comes the bar, complete convertible feel anyway. So, luggage space. What do you get in the rear of this thing? Well, it's actually a really good sized boot. You've got a seriously dangerous piece of lock mechanism here to headbutt, which I have done many times. It's quite a deep boot, goes back quite a long way. Quite a high floor though. That's because underneath here you get the full spare and toolkit with it, which is all complete on this car. It's a steel, full-size steel. But because of that, you've got quite a lot of height, so it's not a very deep boot, as it were. But you have got the place where the T-bar bag obviously lives as well. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it's about as good a size boot as you get in the convertible. But obviously, you don't have any excess space used up by the soft top going down. So you have got quite a good sized boot, as you can get a lot of stuff in there. Plus, the split seats, 50-50 split seats, pull a lever here, pops one side down, pull a lever here, pops the other side down. Nice and simple, and then you can load through. So all in all, not bad considering. Well, this is what she looks like. I think we should see what this K-Series sounds like. Let's take her for a good old blast down some country lanes.
Come on with us, let's start her up.
K-series. It's a very underrated engine still. I mean, you think the cars that this went in Land Rovers, it went in the Lotus Elise, you know, just to name a few of the cars they put it in. It's a good old car really, the way this just wants to go. And it revs right up to 6,500 RPM. It really wants to go. It's got no problem at all giving it any at all. And it's a pretty nippy little car really for what it is. They're very, like I say, very understated cars these. Okay, you get a bit of wind noise and stuff like that, but you know, it is a 28-year-old car, but you know, they started building it 28 years ago, so the steering's nice and firm. It's not too light, it's not too heavy, but it's very much connected to the wheels of the car. Here's one of my big hates though, is you just get that. You just cannot help but have a little tiny wheel spin when you pull off at a junction when you're at a complete stop. It's very hard to get enough revs and match it perfectly without wheel spinning. They do like to wheel spin, they're just a bit too light on the front end. What I also find is though, for everyday driving, they're a pleasure. It's just a comfortable car, it's a nice place to be. Like I say, it's nice and light and airy, but just normal driving, when you're not driving it hard, you just want to ease your way to work or wherever you're going. It's just a nice car to drive, very relaxed, very sedate, and it can be used as an everyday car very easily. For a car that's as old as this is now, it's still a very usable everyday car. Yeah, it's just a great place to be. It's a weird one really, it's just so light and airy in this car. I love it, I absolutely love it. So, that's the Rover Coupe. But there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. This is around the £3 grand, £5 grand mark for an absolute minter. What if you had a bit more cash? What if you could spend 10 grand, maybe even 15? You could get yourself an absolute stonker. It's a 3.2 naturally aspirated. It's from Germany.